Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Behavior creator here. My behavior creates my reality. And today, I'm out in nature. It's a warmer winter day in February here in Maryland. The snow's starting to melt. And as the snow melts, I'm noticing trash everywhere that, that has always been there before it snowed, but especially more as the snow starts to move out. And it's beautiful if it was on the ground, but as it starts to melt out now, I'm just noticing trash everywhere. And I took it upon myself today. I wanted to get outside, go on a little hike, and I was like, hey, you know what, why don't you grab some trash bags and go on a little hike and pick up the trash that you see. So that's what I did. I got some bags there, got 4 bags there, and then got a tire in the back of the truck here. But yeah, that's one way I like to give back. The way I look at it is, we all all life, us humans, us animals, us plants, insects, everything, we all share the water around us. We all share the soil. So looking at all this trash on the ground, I can't get it out of my mind to know, like, I know where it's going if it doesn't get cleaned up. It's going into our water. We all want that better world um, that we want to see, but do we get involved? Like, what do you do? I'm just curious. If you'd like to tell me in the comments, if not, it's cool too. But this is just something simple I do to get involved spiritually, and to also get involved to giving back to the suffering that I have caused. And when I say suffering that I have caused, like I told you, I was a meat cutter before, and I quit that job because I didn't want to accept the money for the suffering of other beings. So that's why I quit that job. But I also used to hunt, and I used to fish, and I'm not personally attacking anybody that hunts or fish. I mean, if that's what you do, that's what you do. I don't do it anymore, personal reasons, because I didn't feel it was right for me to play God over another being's life, and I didn't have that right. And when you get into the definition of what a right is um, not causing harm or taking away from another being. So that's any being. So I gave that up, and I started to notice just like how much litter there is around. And I was like, you know what? How about, instead of me going out here and hunting and fishing and harming these other beings, why don't I help life thrive? Why don't I get involved by cleaning up the environment? Things that is out of their control. But we're all connected to the same source. So I started going out and just cleaning up trash, cleaning up along the river, along creeks in my community. And that was my way of just giving back and telling creation, look, I'm sorry for what I did, and to show you I'm sorry, I'm going to get involved, and I'm going to do something about it. But I just want to share how important it is. Like, we got to seriously be conscious enough, have that high conscience, that true love, and that care to, if we see trash, let pick it up. And before, when I first started, it started with me. I would see a piece of, like, a bag blowing across the parking lot, going into the store or something, or Mountain Dew bottle on the ground or something like that. And I'd be like, man, I don't want nobody to see me bending over picking that trash up. It was an ego thing back then. I was like, that's embarrassing. But now I do want to be seen doing that, because I think everybody should, do their part. If they see litter, pick it up. I know it's not yours, but oftentimes we make mistakes that we often litter. At least I do. With my little business that I have doing landscaping and junk removal and stuff like that, sometimes I'm taking junk away on a job. Example, like if I got a bunch of bags of mulch that were ripped open that day, there's been a few times that a bag has blown out of the back of my truck going down the interstate going, 70, 75 mile an hour. I just can't hit the brakes. It's gone in the wind, lost down in the woods. Yes, I could go turn around, pick it up, and clean it up or whatever. But instead, what I do is I donate my spiritual currency to going out and just cleaning up, because I know that could happen. You could have your recycling bin setting out one day and we have a big windstorm and it's all over the place. You had the right intent, you put it where it was supposed to go, but it didn't make it. I get it. But there's also a lot of people out there that could care less and just be going out, down the road, throw their trash out the window, done with their bed or their tires, throw them along the road. There's a lot of that. And most of that I see is, I don't see much junk food laying around on the side of the road. Like, might be a couple plastic water bottles, something like that. But, a lot of the trash that I find is like McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Chick-fil-A, Sheetz Cup, gas station snacks, liquor bottles, beer cans, cigarette packs, all trash. And it come to my mind, I was like, that's because I guess people that are consuming these things gives them a trash mentality where they are at a lower consciousness. They don't care. So it's okay for them to not have any feeling on, like, as long as it's out of sight, it's out of their mind where it goes. But like I said, on the other end of it, mistakes get made. One thing, and I work on this, I'm not perfect at this either, is one way we can prevent that also is when we go to the store, be conscious on what we're buying, because things don't always make it to where they're supposed to go. So just not being wasteful, conscious enough what we're buying, make sure that we are buying things that maybe we can reuse that container again over and over a couple times. Or if you do got to buy like plastic bags or something like that, like get a couple uses out of them, wash them. I know that sounds funny. Hell, I wash my paper plates and I have people look at me like, dude, you're a cheap son of a bitch. Like, think what you want, but I don't even try to buy stuff like that anymore. But if I do got to use it, I do get multiple uses out of it. It's because I do care. I don't want it going back into our soils. I don't want it getting lost along the road, even if I did everything I could to, dispose of it. I know that there's still a chance that it could end up where it's not supposed to be. So just conscious thinking on when we're buying things can be a big help. Another thing I see is people that smoke. I mean, smoke if you want. Who cares? I used to smoke, and I don't anymore. I mean, I don't want to put that in my lungs personally. But nothing against anybody that does. But I would, be respectful about it. You think a little cigarette butt isn't that much, isn't that bad, like flicking it out your car window. But again, it all leads to the same place, which is our waterways, which we all share. Personally, like, if I go to the beach or something, or I want to go hang out by the river, like I don't want to be feeling like I'm swimming in a big old cesspool, like of some toxic water and stuff. But that's what's becoming. And if we don't clean up after ourselves, if you have any true care, like think about your future generation, your kids, man, what are they going to be able to enjoy? So, oh, another thing that I notice when I'm cleaning up trash is everybody likes to celebrate and, you know, birthdays or whatever to celebrate, but keep in mind of the balloons. Balloons are so toxic. I grab a handful of those things out of the trees a good bit off the ground. Some people like to just release them into the air, think they're sending them a message to the heavens, whatever they're doing. Well, they're not. It's what's happening is they're popping eventually and they're landing somewhere in nature, in a bird's nest, and something's home. So you wouldn't want something coming in your home, polluting your home. We got to think of nature, our friends out here, and we got to help them out, man, because they help us thrive too. It would be a pretty gloomy world to walk outside and not hear the birds and not see the squirrels and not see the deer and to see our wildlife and the insects and the noises that they make. If all that was silenced, it would all be gloom. And it would be because of the doom that we destructed upon them. So we need to help these beings out. I truly believe that. It's just a moral duty for all of us, and that's all I kind of wanted to say. It's not one person's job. It's not the state highways job by themselves to get out there and clean up trash. It's not the correctional facility, just not their job to get their inmates out there to clean up the trash. Because I guarantee you, if they wasn't being forced to, they wouldn't be. But maybe they would. You might have a few people that would. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. But what I'm saying is, it's not just one person's job to clean up the trash. And it's not just magically going to disappear. If it lays there long enough, it's going to break down in our soil. And then you're going to wonder why our foods are so toxic. Why we can't drink the waters. And I know, trust me, I know what's going on besides that too. No matter how good of a job we do, they're poisonous in other ways. But we gotta do our part too and be involved with it. So the next time you're bored, you got nothing to do, grab a couple bags, go take a walk, pick up some trash. You don't gotta be a certain age, a gender. You don't gotta be, almost anybody can do it unless you are like fully disabled and you can't move. I guess that might count you out, but if you can move at your own pace. Do your part. Be that person that sees the bag blowing across the parking lot and grab it, put it in the trash can. Like, don't let it, you could be that person that stopped that bag from blowing and getting caught in a bird's nest this spring where the baby birds are hatching, and it gets caught up and suffocates the baby birds trying to give new life. I know that's a weird situation to give you, but it could really happen, man. Like, we just need to be cleaner. We all need to do our parts. And that was one thing that helped me on this spiritual journey, that on the lower levels, if you want to start somewhere, get involved, that's a perfect way to do it. And another thing I wanted to share with you while I'm thinking of it is the environment inside your home. If you're having problems, and I might have said this on the other video, I don't know, but I'll say it again. These are just simple things that can boost your spirit, and just boost your vibration all around. is clean your environment up. You can live in the smallest hole in the wall, but give it life. Let fresh air in. Another thing that has helped me that I found along the way is get a couple house plants. And they don't got to be expensive house plants or anything. But that's one way I tell the energy of my house is I got plants, and now I've started collecting plants because I found out how how beneficial they are. If I walk into the house and I'm starting to see my plants droop and just be unhealthy looking, well, I can always tell my energy probably relates to that. So having your hands on some house plants, and because it's another form of life. So if that life's thriving, you're probably thriving. So just a little tip, um, give it a try. And that's kind of what I just spoke upon is kind of another example about natural law and how nature works is if we don't clean our messes up, if we do not do our part to make sure our waterways stay clean, and trash like plastics breaking down into the soil, well then what do you think naturally is going to happen? We're going to have toxic water supplies and even more poisonous food that's being, so I just figured my second video I would speak upon this. Put the bug in your ear. There's nothing to do. Don't feel ashamed. Grab some trash bags and clean up some trash. But I'll show you one more thing real quick. That's a big help. Get you one of these. That's a big help. So yeah, if you're older and you can't bend over, and you'll be amazed. I'm dead serious. If you take care of nature, nature's gonna take care of you in the most, how should I say this? Personal ways that you need to be taken care of. Once you start to care, get involved and take care of the things that truly matter, your environment around you, care about the living things around you, and you do something about it, nature just has a way in the universe of rewarding you back to what's personal for you. So it eases suffering is what I'm saying. So eat as clean as you can, and you don't gotta just be perfect at it. I mean, be as good as you can, but you don't have to just, and it don't happen overnight, but start, put the good things in your body, clean the spaces up around you, and watch your spirit rise, and it really will. So until the next time I get on here, I don't want to overdo it, but like I said, I'm going to stay true to it. It's my moral duty to share with you the information that comes across me. We all need to do this. So yeah, till the next time, Behavior Creator, I'm out.